Hi everybody, it's Lyn from Lyn's Crafts. I'm coming back today to share the pouring some doming resin, or pouring some resin in a doming layer on top of a couple of pendants. This is a doming mat, and I just got this from Rockin' Resin, and I'm not sure they still carry it, but it's where I got it from. You'll have to check for yourself. It's a really large mat, that's why I chose it. It's made of silicone, so overpours pop out really easy. Simple as that. Alright. I've got my cup and my stir stick. This is the cup I've used over and over again. Just let the resin cure and pop it out with the stick. Let it cure with the stick in it. Alright. I'm going to be using Amazing Clear Cast. It's a 2-part resin, 1-to-1 ratio. Alright, I've got my pendants here. Alright, this one I've got a signature tag on the back, so I want to really make sure that it sets level in these little teeth, whatever you want to call them. Alright, I'm going to mix up some resin. I've got plenty of molds here just in case I mix more than I need, which I normally do. I'm sure, as you can see, I've got molds back there waiting to cure. Alright, I'm going to pour 2 drams of the part B. And I suggest you put the cap back on after you pour the part B. You don't want to get the caps mixed up, because they will cure on the bottle. Alright, then I'm going to do 2 drams of the part A. Which is a bit thicker of a mix. Alright. Now, if you want to add glitter or anything else to the mix, you can add it to the part B before you add the part A. I'm actually going to do it right now. And I've got this Prisma glitter, and it's in the violet. And just because it's what I had handy. Alright. And I didn't add very much. When you're pouring a clear layer on top, you don't want to oversaturate the resin with glitter, because it will obliterate your pattern that you've got on your polymer clay. So I really just added a very small amount. And then I'm going to stir. You want to stir for 2 minutes maybe. Scraping the sides as you go. Scraping the bottom as you go. And I never follow my own rules, but you want to try to resist lifting the stick as you're stirring. Keep the stick embedded in the resin. You'll avoid getting as many bubbles that way. Really, the Amazing Clear Cast is pretty resistant to the bubbles. And after you've stirred for your 2 minutes, you can let it set and rest again for at least 2 minutes. That will allow any bubbles that you've mixed in to rise to the top of the cup and pop. Alright, again, as I said, I never follow my own rules. Alright, I'm going to turn the stick perpendicular to the edge of the cup. It makes for a much better pouring stream. Alright, I'm going to let it just flow to the edges just a bit before I even start to mess with it. That way I can see whether I need to add more or not. I may just want to add just a bit more. Alright, you've got it on the doming mat, so you really won't need to worry about it overflowing, because the doming mat will catch that. But theoretically, you'd rather not have it go over the edge. Like I said, most of the time, it's pretty impossible to avoid. Kind of like for me getting it on my hands. It's just gonna happen. Alright, you want to kind of move your head a bit to try to see, you want to try to see the edges domed over. If you've got a bit that doesn't, you should be able to see it. Alright, see, like right here, I don't know if you can see that, but I've got a spot where it hasn't come to the edge. So I'm just going to coax it a bit. Alright. And a bit right there. Alright, that's piece number 1. Now let's try piece 2. I don't know what's going on with my camera. It keeps stopping in the middle of filming. It's really starting to annoy me. I finished the pour number 2 and poured the leftover resin into a couple of face molds. I've even been known to pour just the last bit in the cup in a partial face. Tilt the face mold on its side, pour the resin in, let it cure. I'm going to let these set 24 hours. It's 10 o'clock in the morning right now. I'll let it soak till 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Be back, pop these out, and the 2 domed pendants will be ready to add chain to, or whatever your choice is. Alright, so I'll be back in the morning to share the rest of that. I've got the doming mat on a piece of glass, which makes it much easier to carry around. I should have said that first. Place it on a piece of glass, a cookie sheet, something, and you'll be able to carry it around much easier. Okay, here it is the next morning. And as you can see, the resin has dripped and even adhered to the back of the pendant. But I can just that easily snip it off. And that one just popped off. Now I will want to address that little drip right there that has come loose from the edge of the polymer clay. But just with a craft knife, it's simple enough. Alright. So let me see if I can show you how pretty dome surface we got on this piece. Now on this one, I actually used a homemade texture sheet. I just used amazing mold putty, and this was from a 4x4 post that's on my front porch. I loved the end grain on the top of it, so I took some putty out there, mixed it together, and molded it right up. And I absolutely love it. It was a really, really fun piece to do. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and demold these other pieces just so I can share them with you. They were just a fun experiment. I had molded this little shell that's been hanging around in my bathroom for literally forever. I love the reverse side. Alright, and same with this one. Again, just from a shell that was in my bathroom that I had picked up years ago. And this is the other side of it. Okay. And these are the fun faces. Now on these clear faces, even though they have glitter in them, you could back them with some of the nail art foils. You could draw on the back with alcohol ink pens. I like Spectrum Noir or Copics. You could back the back with some metal leafing, some gold leaf, silver leaf, something like that. There's lots of possibilities to dress up these just clear faces from extra resin overpour. Alright? Alright, I think I've covered that thoroughly. I want to wish everybody a happy 4th, and thanks for watching. Bye now.